Ich wollte mir reinziehen, was alles in Twitch America abgeht. Weil Twitch America geht gerade komplett all in. Also die ficken sich gegenseitig alle krass in den Arsch gerade. Die erschießen sich gerade gegenseitig richtig doll. Und deswegen wollte ich wissen, was da jetzt wie abgeht mit Exklusiv, mit Misskiff, mit was ist da passiert. Deswegen will ich da reingehen, ist ein englisches Video, was wir jetzt gucken. Aber Ludwig hat ein sehr schönes Englisch, finde ich. Und das kann man gut verstehen. Und deswegen, ich mache Untertitel an. Gibt es auch deutsche Untertitel? Ja, es gibt eine englische. Tut mir leid, Chat. Aber ja, wie schon gesagt, wir gucken das Video an. Was in Twitch America gerade abgeht.
The past 2 weeks on Twitch have been crazy. The things that have come out, the drama, the scandals, the new information is insane. It's probably the most drama-filled month in the history of Twitch. It's imploding in front of our eyes.
Ich muss sagen, die Untertitel funktionieren tatsächlich sehr gut bei dem Video, weil er hat ein gutes Englisch.
And welcome back to Mogul Mail. We got to cover everything today. But let's go back to the start. All right? If you missed anything, I will cover it all. It all started about 22 days ago when Cutie announced Shit Camp. That is her big event. It involves a bunch of creators all coming together to foster friendships and then also create content that is bigger than the sum of its parts. However, there was some...
Also einfach ein Event mit, ich weiß nicht genau, was in diesem Event passiert genau bei Shitcamp, aber klingt nach einem Event mit Influencer, mit Streamer etc. und alle machen Content.
Initial feedback that was kind of negative about the event, especially on the livestream fail subreddit that said this event is an easy skip because Soda Poppin is not going to be there. And that wouldn't really matter normally. However,
okay, Sodapop hat auch ein Streamer, hat gesagt, er kommt nicht zum Event.
One of the big people that were meant to go, XQC, biggest streamer on the platform, decided to not go the day of. How did he let the people know who were running the event that he was not going? He typed it in his offline chat, which he now admits was wrong to do, but here it is. This is it. He said, I'm not going. Soda's not going. I don't feel like it. I need Soda to run good stuff for me to feel comfortable, all that, yada, yada, yada. Which kind of left the event with somewhat of a bad taste in the people who were there and also maybe some of the viewers. It helped perpetuate the narrative that they were already sharing.
Okay, er hat einfach nur in seinen Offline-Chat geschrieben, dass er nicht zum Event kommt, obwohl er zugesagt hat. Ist natürlich ein bisschen kacke, aber ja.
Now, X has apologized for this. Whatever. Doesn't matter. We're just talking about what happened. All right? At the event goes great. E-Rob gets banned. Feels bad man. After the event, Soda Poppin does a podcast with his brother, D-Kane, and in it says this. Let's listen in.
And also, Wrath is coming out. So I told him way before, hey, I'm not going. I'm sorry. Like, I want to say, like, months before.
Okay. All right. So let's just repeat what he said there. Wrath is coming out. World of War thing. Great.
Also er hat Monate bevor schon gesagt, er kommt nicht zum Event.
World of Warcraft. Sorry, I'm a little bit boomery here. And he's not going. And he says, I told them I'm not going to go. Well, here's the thing. That clip of Soda Poppin was shown to XQC, and then XQC watched it, felt like his back was against the wall, and gave his real reason for not going right here.
Like, I had to make a choice. I was cornered into choosing between family and Sammy. And unfortunately, what happened is that I kind of just chose family.
This is heavy stuff, all right?
Okay, er muss sich entscheiden zwischen der Familie und Sammy. Ich weiß jetzt genau nicht, wer Sammy ist.
Unfortunately, what happened is that I kind of just chose family.
Cannot just show his family. Ich weiß nicht genau, was er damit meint halt.
This is heavy stuff, all right? If you don't understand, XQC is talking about the real reason for him not going, being he had some personal issues with his relationship and his family. Sammy was his ex-girlfriend.
Ah, okay. Er hatte Probleme mit seiner Family und mit seiner Freundin Sammy und deswegen konnte er nicht gehen.
And he had to choose in some situation that they were in between his family and between his girlfriend. That was a situation that he was in, and that was the reason he did not go.
Okay, er musste sich irgendwie entscheiden zwischen seiner Familie und zwischen seiner Freundin und deswegen konnte er nicht gehen. Okay.
Not the Soda Poppin is not there.
Okay, aber ich kann verstehen, wenn man das, weil es so ein privater Grund ist, dass man es nicht sagt.
But because that clip that said, I told them I was not going was shown to XQC and he interpreted it as, I told him I'm not going, he shared this information, which led to a crazy saga where they had a very, very, very public breakup because Sammy saw that, aka Adept, then talked about what she felt.
Okay, also seine Freundin Sammy, also Adept, hat das halt gesehen.
About this situation, then XQC reacted to what.
Und dann hat sie darauf was reagiert und dann hat XQC zurückreagiert.
What she was talking about in her reaction to him. And then they ended up talking together online, which led to this moment, which is crazy that this was broadcast.
You know how I am.
Ich glaube, die haben dann sogar on-stream Schluss gemacht. Und ich glaube, das sehen wir jetzt.
Okay, I don't cut it halfway. I have to go all the way. I don't have any things above my head all fucking day.
I can't do this with you anymore. You are not a victim here. You have never been a victim here. I'm done speaking with you. You are not a victim. Stop victimizing yourself.
This is
Okay, also sie sagt halt, du bist nicht das Opfer, du bist nicht das Opfer, pack dich nicht in die Opferrolle.
the Kendrick Lamar We Cry Together moment of Twitch. It's the biggest streamer in the world that had 120,000 viewers. Crazy. And this is where
Einfach mit der Freundin auf Real streiten vor 120.000 Live-Zuschauern. Crazy.
the story would normally end. However, in the midst of all of this is when Slicker came out as a scammer. That's
Genau, und dann kam diese Slicker-Thematik. Ich weiß nicht, ob ihr das mitbekommen habt. Da rede ich jetzt auch mal in der Wochenshow drüber. Ich erkläre es euch ganz kurz. Slicker ist ein Dude, der ist glücksspielsüchtig. Und der hat seine ganzen Freunde und seine Viewer um 300.000 € ärmer gemacht. Bedeutet, er hat zu seinen Viewern gesagt, ey, Freunde, ich habe finanzielle Probleme, könnt ihr mir bitte aushelfen? Dann haben ganz viele Viewer eben, also er hat einzelne Viewer halt so angeschrieben, so, und Videos zu denen gemacht. Und dann haben Viewer ihm ganz viel Geld donatet. Teilweise haben 16-jährige Viewer ihm 7K überwiesen. Und zum Beispiel Ludwig, den ihr oben rechts seht, hat ihm auch 1.000 € überwiesen oder 1.000 Dollar. Und mehrere Streamer haben ihm sehr viel Geld überwiesen. Und jetzt kam raus, dass er dieses Geld nicht für seine finanziellen Probleme angesetzt hat, beziehungsweise schon irgendwie doch. Aber er hat das Geld einfach verzockt. Er hat einfach das Geld verzockt. Er dachte halt, wenn er Glücksspiel spielt, bekommt er irgendwann den großen Pot und kann den Leuten das Geld zurückzahlen, aber ist immer tiefer in die Spielsucht gefallen und hat immer mehr Geld verzockt und hat immer mehr Geld sich geliehen halt. Er kann es halt nicht zurückzahlen, weil er kein Geld hat. Ne? Und das großes Drama auf jeden Fall. Großes Drama. Wegen ihm unter anderem hat Twitch ja jetzt auch das ganze Gambling, das ganze Glücksspiel-Ding verboten.
when this whole thing, he was sending the videos to people. I made a mogul mail about this a couple days ago that goes a little more in depth about it. But basically, this streamer Slicker was revealed to be scamming almost like 100 people out of over $300,000. Crazy stuff there. Here's the total tally.
There are over 55 people on this
More
list
accurate.
owed money right now, and the total scammed is over $384,000.
Way more than I thought.
Boah, krass.
And what did I learn from these 55 people? Well,
CoffeeZilla goes more in depth about that. And quick little bow tie on that one, by the way. Me and XQC are teaming up to pay people back. Why XQC? I think in part he feels guilty because he's earned a lot of money gambling. Maybe it's a good PR thing. Maybe he's just rich and doesn't care. Why am I doing it? Because you will probably see a stupid mobile game sponsor on Mogul Mail in the next month or so. And that's all I have to do is do one little sellout that hopefully you guys are okay with, and I can make dozens of people's lives a lot better, which to me feels like a worthwhile trade-off, all right? I don't mind doing that. I don't mind shilling out for some terrible mobile game unless they're...
Ganz kurz zum Erklären, er und XZ haben sich dazu entschlossen, den ganzen Viewern das Geld zurückzuzahlen, weil beide sind einfach sehr rich und ja, er findet es eine gute Sache einfach. Und XZ ist halt einfach, glaube ich, guter PR-Move, weil XZ ja selber Slots streamt.
Listening to this, in which case your mobile game is great, in exchange for doing a positive good. And so that's that there. Very good, very awesome. Slicker, by the way, has got his sub badge removed. He is no longer a partner on Twitch. He's not even
Oh, Slicker ist kein Partner mehr, krass.
an affiliate anymore. He's not banned yet. I think he should definitely be banned. But at the moment, not banned, but cannot make money on the website. And that's where you would think the story would end. That's where you would think the story would end. And in like conjunction with the Slicker story, there was a big movement. People were using that as a big movement to remove gambling on Twitch, which I think is an okay thing to do, by the way. The first thing you should do in any situation is make sure the victims are okay, which is what I did. I offered to pay for the victims, and that's the step I'm doing to make sure the victims are okay. The second thing is, and I think it is okay to use momentum talking about how gambling is bad to make a positive change for the future, aka remove gambling on Twitch.
Haben wir jetzt auch geschafft. Ich glaube, das Video ist von vor 2 Tagen, da war Gambling noch erlaubt quasi.
Now, the gambling Slicker was doing wasn't even slots, right? To be clear, he was gambling on like tennis matches and golf matches. However, gambling is still the topic, and if you can use something to make positive change, I think that's fine. And that's what someone like Mizkif did. Like if Twitch should ban gambling. Even Pokimane did the same thing. Got a bunch of likes for it. I would say a little maybe less genuine when it came from Mizkif, because I don't think he was as concerned with the victims as maybe riding the momentum to say screw gambling. Because, you know, he's done gambling sponsorships in the past. And from that came a really weird thread, because Mizkif was really riding this "we gotta ban gambling" thing. Even Asmongold said, how is Slicker not banned? All right, we should definitely ban him for scamming people. And then Train said, you know, this whole thing about how it was actually horse racing and tennis bets, and it wasn't actually slots gambling. You shouldn't try to target people like me. Mizkif replied to that saying, if you're going to deplatform people for scamming others, shouldn't we have banned you for Joltcoin a few years back? I don't really know the reference. I guess Train at some point took a crypto called Joltcoin to make money.
Was ist Gambling? Okay, perfekt. Wenn ihr fragt, was Gambling ist, dann spricht es ja dafür, wie gut das Englisch ist. Gambling ist Glücksspiel.
And then Train replied with an absolute bomb. All right, they were trading jabs, and he went for the Hail Mary uppercut. Said, "Are you going to send Maya and Mitch to railroad and blackmail me like you did those girls to cover up all those sexual assaults, you fucking scumbag piece of shit? You want to come at me and make shit up, then you better be sure you don't live in a glass house, you insecure pussy."
Ei, also Trainwreck wirft Mizkif vor, dass er Mädels sexuell belästigt hat. Righty, ja, das hab ich auch gerade, Bro.
All right, what are they referring to here? Let me break it down for you. There's a good friend of Mizkif, a guy that Mizkif lives with, called Crazy Slick. He's a streamer in his own right, and Crazy Slick had was accused of sexual assault by a streamer named Adriana Lee about a year ago, and it kind of died out very quickly. The general story went that they were at a party together. She was feeling very sick, very drunk, went to a bed to be by herself. Crazy Slick went in, and then when she was like passed out, not really fully there with, you know, full consciousness, touched her inappropriately.
Also die Story habe ich nicht mitbekommen, aber er redet davon, dass irgendein anderer Streamer eine andere Streamerin im Bett berührt hat, während sie keinen Konsens geben konnte. Also sexuell belästigt, mindestens sexuell belästigt hat.
Right, that's what Adriana said. And then Slick was like, no, I was just checking her pulse, which is weird to do. You don't.
Ich habe nur ihren Puls gecheckt, sagt er. Bro, er kann sich, glaube ich, mit ApoRed gut antworten.
What are you? Like Dr. House? That you don't have to do that. That's a weird thing to do. Shouldn't touch someone who.
Ja, Missbrauch statt Belästigung, ja. Also mindestens Belästigung, meine ich ja.
Doesn't want to be touched, and especially who can't consent to being touched, right? Straightforward. But the original Twitlonger about that, which came out, I guess, over a year ago now from Adriana, got shoved down, you know, and kind of got stopped talking about very quickly. Why? Well, I guess we found out from this Train tweet, and this was uncovered by Adriana herself on her stream and many other people's streams. Well, Mizkif sent Maya and Mitch Jones to cover it up. AKA, I guess they went to Adriana and asked her to speak more nicely about Crazy Slick than she might have.
Mizkif hat nicht Leute sexuell belästigt, sondern er hat 2 Girls losgeschickt, damit sie quasi besser über diesen
and asked her to speak more nicely about Crazy Slick.
Dass die quasi gut über Crazy Slick reden. Also, dass sie so, ja, quasi seinen Ruf wieder so reinwaschen, dass er halt sie doch nicht so belästigt hat.
She might have wanted to.
Also, dass sie versuchen, es zu vertuschen, genau.
Speak less honestly about the incident so that it wouldn't hurt Crazy Slick as much. And that was a way of kind of shoving it down.
Mizkif hat quasi gesagt, jo, vertuscht das mal so ein bisschen. Er hat die beiden zu Adriana geschickt und die sollten das dann so alles so ein bisschen vertuschen, dass da nichts Großes vorgefallen ist. Ei.
Which is a terrible thing to do, because after that, Crazy Slick did not stop.
Bro, also das Ding ist, guck mal, sollte ein Freund von mir eine Frau belästigen, oder es ist nicht eine Belästigung, es ist halt mehr als Belästigung, es ist sexueller Missbrauch eigentlich schon. Jemand einfach zu berühren und zu touchen, während sie komplett besoffen irgendwo rumliegt, das geht nicht. Das ist sexueller Missbrauch von Leuten. Und sagen wir mal, es ist ein sehr guter Freund von mir. Dann wäre das Letzte, was ich machen würde, versuchen, das irgendwie zu vertuschen. Ich würde sagen, Bruder, stell dich dem und sei jetzt gerade und sag halt, du hast große Scheiße gebaut, es tut dir tausendfach leid, entschuldige dich 7 Millionen Mal. Versuch alles zu tun, dass man dir auch glaubt, dass es dir leid tut. Und ja, ich weiß nicht, ob ich mit dieser Person noch weiterhin befreundet sein würde, aber ich würde halt sagen, ja, Bruder, regel das vor allem, dass es dem Opfer vor allem am besten geht. Das würde ich halt sagen. Vielleicht wäre ich mit dieser Person noch weiterhin befreundet, das kann sein. Aber ein Scheiß würde ich das tun, würde ich sagen, wir vertuschen das.
Doing bad things. I mean, look at these DMs that he shared with another streamer, Fan.
What the fuck? Warte mal, Crazy Slick sagt, I'm showing you my dick, I don't care, I'm horny. Are you going to consent before I get cancelled? Nope, no consent, dick's ugly.
I'm showing you my dick. I don't care. I'm horny. Are you going to consent before I get canceled? Nope, no consent. Dicks are ugly. Suck my dick, pussy. If we ever meet, you're done. On sight, you're getting bent over immediately. Your hair is getting pulled so hard, you're chokeslammed while I thrust you from behind. Thrust is a funny word. I'm sorry. That's what I'm laughing at. GG. Look at you. You should write a fanfic with this literotica shit.
What the fuck? Was passiert da?
Fuck would that mean I'd send you nudes? Most girls do. Actually, yeah. Sorry, I misread. I thought you were kind of a slut. Terrible messages, right?
What the fuck? Bruder, was schreibt dieser Dude für Nachrichten?
Like, totally inappropriate messages. I think there's been even more messages that have come out that he's sent, like dick pics without consent. Just
Er hat auch Dickpics, Bruder, er hat auch Dickpics ohne Consent. Nee, Digga, nee.
asked for unwanted, and clearly is somebody who is not a great person in the space. It does not make a lot of the women who are around, at least the Austin area, feel safe. You know, he did the exact opposite. And the focus of this normally would be on Crazy Slick, who clearly is someone who should not be in this sphere, right? And quick little side thing over here. Crazy Slick, also irrelevant to this, someone who deals with depression, was suicidal, was missing all yesterday, which was another concern, was found. If anybody heard about that, that's all clear. He is found. I think he is going to be safe now. I sent him this message as well because I don't want people to die. But I don't think he should be in this space. I think it's so simple. The same problem happens in the Smash community. You make people feel unsafe in a community, you just leave the community. The world is very, very big. Twitch, live streaming sphere, very, very small. All right? Very irrelevant to the whole world order. And you, all right, are lucky enough that you're not going to jail. What you should do now is apologize to those you hurt. That's exactly what I sent him. Leave the small part of the internet where the hurt was caused so that they can feel safe here. You don't have to feel safe here because you shouldn't feel safe here because you make people feel unsafe here. And then take this as an opportunity to be a new person, a better person.
Ja, voll. Also, der Mann sagt da gerade smarte Sachen. Ja, ich check das, was er meint. Wir machen mal kurz eine Pose hier weg, die sieht ein bisschen komisch aus. Okay, besser. Bruder, also dieser Slick, Bro, also soll doch gebannt werden für immer und sich aus dem Internet verpissen und woanders weitermachen. Punkt aus. Und so viel tun, dass es den Opfern besser geht, als wie es halt geht einfach.
Not the person that you were. A second lease on life in a way. All right, and be a positive member to society. That's what I sent to him, and he should no longer be in the streaming sphere, plain and simple. The attention of this was barely on Crazy Slick, barely on Adriana's story. All right, why? Because it was really on Mizkif. There was a huge Reddit thread about this and a bunch of tweets about this clip that surfaced from Miz.
I don't think there's a single person that we used to hang out with that doesn't hang out with Slick anymore because of what happened. I actually think there's literally none. Because the reality is, worst comes to worst of it, it's fucking, like, sexual harassment, right? I mean, like, no one, of what you can deem of it, it's sexual harassment, whatever. At a low scale, it's not really a big deal. I don't think people really gave a shit.
This is Miz speaking way too candidly and way too stupidly about sexual assault, saying it's low scale, like there's a tier list that we have to drop every year on what sexual assault we need to rank S tier, what sexual assault we need to rank F tier.
Oder dieses ganze Twitch America Ding blowt so mein Mind gerade einfach nur.
And really, I mean, showed that, you know, he was not only protecting someone who sexually assaulted someone, but also very callous about the entire situation. And then a little insult to injury, a little dirt in the wound. Right around the same time this is all unfolding, Ice Poseidon, who, by the way, renowned piece of shit and should not be revered in any way for exposing someone because he has never been a great member of any community, released a bunch of DMs between him and Mizkif where he's just saying every slur under the sun. I mean, he goes through them all, and this is all.
Okay, was steht in den DMs?
All ranging in 2019 and 2018, so past 3 or 4 years after he was already a sizable streamer. Like, terrible stuff. And to be clear, Mizkif has talked about on stream before that he used to say slurs. He admitted to it. He said, I used to say slurs. I was very edgy, and I've changed. Whether he changed because he had to, because it's the times, and that's the only way to become a successful creator, or because he wanted to morally. Either way, good to change. but it is much different to say you used to say slurs and then look at the way that you
Was heißt Slurs, Chat? Ah, Beleidigung, okay.
said. But it is much different to say you used to say slurs and then look at the way that you said slurs, right? That's a lot. It's a lot realer. It's a lot harder to stare at, and it's a lot harder to accept. And especially because the people that he told were his viewers, this is much different. The people who are seeing all these DMs now are no longer his viewers. I don't even really think I can show these, but it is N-word, it is F-slur, and it is derogatory term for.
Okay, er hat das N-Wort gesagt, F-slur, das F-Wort. Ah, okay. Okay, es reicht ja auch schon. Auf jeden Fall, in den DMs sind auf jeden Fall Sachen drin, die nicht okay sind.
Other minority groups, it's everything. It's the whole Mary Poppins bag, and he reached in deep for it. Which look.
Ich kenne Obstler.
It is funny because 2 days ago he dropped this.
Streamers are all garbage human beings. Er hat vor 2 Tagen das getweetet und jetzt stellt sich raus, dass er selber ein Garbage Dude ist.
Which is a quick says you. And that's kind of where it was ending, right? And there was different spats that were going on between streamers during all of this, relating to all of this, until today.
Okay, was ist heute noch passiert? Bruder?
Where Twitch dropped an absolute bomb. All right? Maybe the greatest PR move they have made in the past 2 years. Maybe the greatest policy move they've made in the past 5 years.
Das Gambling-Thema. Oh, es ist doch noch mit drin.
Twitch has now banned gambling. All right? In response to the Slicker drama and the huge outcry that happened on Twitter and Reddit and everywhere else, Twitch let out this statement which said gambling content on Twitch has been a big topic of discussion in the community. We've reviewed our policy. Today we want to update you on our plans. We're going to be making a policy update on October 18th to prohibit streaming of gambling sites that include slots, roulette, or dice games that aren't licensed either in the US or other jurisdictions.
Also hier steht halt quasi drin, dass sie ab dem 18. Oktober Streams, Glücksspielstreams mit Slots, Roulette oder anderen Würfelspielen, die nicht in den USA lizenziert sind, verbieten. Und die Seiten, die unter anderem verboten werden Stake sein, Rollbit, Dualbits und Rawbet. Und andere Seiten, die noch identifizieren.
That provide sufficient consumer protection. The sites like Stake, Rollbit, Dualbits, Roulette are all going to be banned. And these are the main sites that were used. These are the sites that Trainwrecks uses, Trainwrecks TV uses, the site that XQC uses, the site that Drake used when he streamed on Twitch for a couple of hours. And it's a big change. It's a huge change. And I gotta admit it, a huge win for Twitch at the
Übertrieben der Win. Richtig geil. Richtig geil, dass das passiert ist jetzt.
Tail end of a crazy tumultuous 2 weeks. And what was the CEO tweeting while Twitch was going for their slam dunk? So weird that Twitter doesn't save your drafts and there's no drafts at all on the website that I can find. Does anyone know why? Why don't you talk about things that matter, Emmett? I don't understand. Anyway, that's it. That is about everything that happened. What should come from this? Well, people should stop gambling. Which means
das gilt dann auch für Skrulls und so. Ja, Skrulls darf auch nicht mehr. Skrulls darf keine Slots mehr spielen. Orange darf keine Slots mehr spielen. Vor allem, Imagine, die Dudes sind extra nach Malta ausgewandert. Nach fucking Malta, um dort halt ihre Casino-Streams zu machen. Und jetzt dürfen sie nicht mehr ab dem 18. Oktober. Ich finde es schon ein bisschen funny, muss ich sagen.
We should have that become a much smaller category on Twitch. In the past, it's been a top 5 category, top 10 category occasionally. It should quickly drop. That's a great thing. We should have Crazy Slick leave the streaming community. He should do that. You can do anything. It's all right. If you move to Wyoming and work at a Best Buy, you can be a totally new person. All right, go join the JET program and become a better person. But don't be in the streaming sphere because you made people feel unsafe, and the people who felt unsafe should feel safe. Like Adriana should feel safe now. Right, that's what should happen. And Mizkif has a lot to own up for. Now here's the thing. Miz is Miz in the sense that he will never be canceled unless he's deplatformed, because you are never truly canceled as long as you keep creating content. And why would he ever stop creating content? Because Miz truly lives for streaming. So I don't expect for him to disappear. I assume he will just let it die down a bit, come back in 2 weeks, and there will still be a group of people who follow him. And he has to deal with this, which will last for the rest of his life. A lot of people, maybe even more people that follow him and more people that watch him, will always think of him as someone who either protected a sexual assaulter or is someone who is racist or homophobic.
Ja, also er hat gesagt, dass Mizkif quasi weiter auf der Plattform bleiben wird, wahrscheinlich, weil er lebt halt für Streaming. Aber er muss ja damit rechnen, dass natürlich jetzt Leute, was heißt, er muss rechnen, also es ist ja auch Fakt so, dass ein großer Teil von Menschen ihn absolut scheiße finden wird, weil er halt mindestens eine Belästigung einfach verteidigt hat und gesagt hat und das unter den Teppich kennen wollte und weil er halt rassistische und homophobische Sachen vor sich gegeben hat. Ja, das kriegt er auch nicht mehr weg, das kriegst du nie wieder weg. Im Internet kriegst du das nicht mehr weg.
It was, or maybe, they'll think of him as is. And that's the reality that he'll have to live with, which I think is deserved for what he did.
Ja, natürlich ist es deserved. Das ist natürlich verdient, dass Leute so über ihn denken.
He even dropped a statement himself.
Wo war eigentlich die Verwendung vom Gambling zum rassistischen Krams? Nein, Mizkif hat nichts mit Gambling gemacht. Er war gegen Gambling die ganze Zeit. Mizkif war der Dude, der seinen Freund verteidigt hat, der jemanden mindestens sexuell belästigt hat und der Dude, der das N-Wort und sowas gesagt hat in privaten WhatsApp-Nachrichten.
Which I'll take a look at here. It said, we found Crazy Slick. He's not harmed, which is what I talked about earlier. In terms of living situation, Crazy Slick has to leave, which is good. A little after Slick's misconduct came to light, I made some inexcusable statements, which is the one we showed today. To Adriana, I'm sorry for those statements, which is a due apology, but it should go to Adriana directly. Additionally, a series of private messages, the ones from Ice Poseidon, have been shown. I was dumb, edgy guy who said a lot of stupid things to my friends to come off as cool, funny. I can't change what I've said, but I can change who I am now. I'm sorry to everyone how it's affected. I want to apologize to OTK. And he apologized. So I think we'll see him lay low, come back in 2 weeks, and then try to stream as if nothing happened. Because that's usually how it goes. Canceling doesn't exist unless you get deplatformed. And the only person who should be getting deplatformed 100% is Slicker for scamming people out of $384,000. Twitch.
Ja, also wenn Slicker weiterhin auf der Plattform bleiben darf, dann da weiß ich auch nicht, Digga. Dann weiß ich auch nicht. Weil der hat halt $384.000 von Zuschauern gestealt. WTF.
That's the last thing you gotta do, and then you're all set. Anyway, that's all. Probably the longest mogul mail yet. Did it in one take. Feeling great about it. By the way, in good news, what happened on YouTube's side while Twitch was imploding, they have now monetized YouTube Shorts.
Er macht deutsche, amerikanische Wochenshow.
Which is pretty cool. They also made it easier to join the partnership program, and they created a creator music library where you can license music on your videos, which is something that's always existed through third-party websites, think like Audio Jungle. But now you can do it directly through YouTube, which I think makes it more accessible to people who might not have known that's that entire ecosystem existed. So pretty much all.
Ja, das war's mit dem Drama, Freunde. Crazy. Oh, crazy. Da ging auf jeden Fall einiges ab. Ich wollte es mir mal angucken. Krass, was da einfach abgeht. Auch, dass die sich über Twitter einfach gegenseitig wegcanceln und sowas. Aber jemand, der einen sexuellen Übergriff befürwortet bzw. durchführt, soll nicht gecancelt werden. Nein, der Dude, der den sexuellen Übergriff gemacht hat, der ist weggecancelt des Todes. Der wird auch nicht mehr auf die Plattform kommen. Der ist weg. Der Dude ist away. Aber der Dude, der ihn verteidigt hat, der wird wahrscheinlich auf der Plattform bestehen bleiben. Das wird wahrscheinlich passieren. Freunde, falls es euch eine Art von Videos hier gefallen, falls ihr auch mal den internationalen Raum sehen wollt und sowas oder mehr davon sehen wollt, schreibt es gerne in die Kommentare. Ich fand es sehr interessant, muss ich sagen. Und wir gehen weiter zum nächsten Thema, zum nächsten Video. etc. Bababa, pipapo. Und ciao, Kakaoi.